Footy Coach here. When we talk about unbeaten records in football, we think of Arsene Wenger's Invincibles with their 49-game streak, or the 58-game streak that Fabio Capello's AC Milan side did in the early 1990s. Or maybe you're thinking about Sheriff Tiraspol's 63-game unbeaten streak from 2006 to 2008. Probably not. Yet, above all of these accomplishments, there's one that stands head and shoulders above them all. This is the story of Steaua Bucharest. By the mid-1980s, Steaua Bucharest were lagging behind their rivals Dynamo, who had won more league titles and had even reached the European Cup semi-final in 1984. But soon, that was all to change. A man fired just 4 months earlier by the club was brought back, the enigmatic manager Emeric Jenai. Jenai's first decision was to make Angel Iordanescu, a 34-year-old who still hadn't retired as a player, his assistant manager. This was thought of as weird at the time, but history would soon prove him right. One of the things to remember is the situation in Romania at this time. The dictator Ceausescu, did I say that right? Well, the dictator had a ruthless grip over the country. His harebrained economic strategies had devastated it. This led to the accomplishments of Jenai and his team not getting much notice outside of Romania. Labeled the Speedies, this team was built on pace. In his own words, "In training, we did one-touch football. Only when the boys lost their focus, because it's very difficult to keep that up, did I accept two-touch football. Otherwise, only one-touch. Building an outstanding squad, tough defenders such as Bumbuscu and Jovan, to the midfield general Stoica. And up front, Lakatos, Pitora and Balint just plundered goals." Jenai had such confidence in the squad and the style of football he had implemented that he would announce his matchday lineups days before games. Most coaches, they like to keep that close to their chest until hours before the game. As Jenai himself said, it doesn't make sense to keep the players tense up to the eve of a game. If they are tense, other problems might arise. In that season, they won the league by 2 points from their rivals Dynamo, ensuring entry into the European Cup. Now, beating Dynamo to the title already endeared Jenai to the fans, but the following season was one that would go down in history. Under their enigmatic manager, Steaua beat multiple teams to find themselves in the final against the mighty Barcelona, newly rejuvenated under their English manager Terry Venables. Both teams were looking for their first ever European Cup wins. For Steaua, this also meant they could be the first Eastern European team to win the competition. In a match played in Sevilla, the stadium was almost like a home game for Barcelona. However, Jenai was an astute manager. They stifled Barcelona into a goalless stalemate. He outwitted Venables, even bringing on his assistant Iordanescu as a sub when it seemed like the game was slipping away. Iordanescu brought calm to the team, and they held out until penalties. Remarkably, in the penalty shootout, Helmut Dukadam, the Steaua goalkeeper, saved all 4 of Barcelona's penalties, and the Romanians won the cup. This was far from the end for the Romanians, though. Jenai was picked up by the national team, and Iordanescu took over as the full-time manager. The best was yet to come. They won the double in each of his first 3 seasons. They also won the European Super Cup in 1987 and signed Georgi Hagi, who would go on to be Romania's greatest ever player. And this helped them to assert dominance domestically and still be a threat in Europe. Their European adventures included a semi-final exit to Benfica, Hagi scoring 4 goals en route, and then a final the following year, where they lost to Arrigo Sacchi's amazing Milan team. And there was no shame in that. Domestically, though, they were unstoppable. In the 1986-87 season, their unbeaten run started. They won the title with 25 wins, 9 draws, and then the following year with 30 wins and 4 draws, winning the title by a point from Dynamo, who only lost once to a relegated team. Had to be a relegated team, of course. That's football, right? In the 1988-89 season, they won 31 games and drew 3, finishing 3 points ahead of Dynamo, who again had an impressive season themselves. See, it wasn't all easy going for them in the league, but Steaua kept on winning and not losing until they finally lost in the 1989-90 season. That defeat ended a run of an astonishing 102 games without defeat, the longest streak ever in football history. It was 114 games, including domestic cups. During this time, Steaua won 5 titles, 4 Romanian Cups, the European Cup and the Super Cup. Unfortunately, the glory days of the 80s are now a distant memory for Steaua Bucharest. As the Iron Curtain fell, their stars left for glory across Europe. Today, sadly, the club is embroiled in a bitter dispute over its identity. After a 2017 ruling, the club was forced to rename itself FCSB and give up its claim to Steaua's past. Meanwhile, a new team claiming to be the authentic Steaua Bucharest started in Romania's 4th division and currently plays in the 2nd tier. However, due to a national sports law passed in 2000, they cannot be promoted to the top tier. The story of Steaua Bucharest serves as a reminder of the transient nature of footballing success, from the dizzying heights of an unbeaten run and European glory to a struggle for identity and status. The journey is a compelling tale of triumph, turmoil, and tenacity. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I hope to bring you more fascinating footballing stories. Till next time, thank you for watching.